You ask your questions and then I can do.
I'm really interested in what you're just talking about, actually, about your mum.
From the roots of where we came from. So, I was born in a place called Heel Green, over the Rusholme side of Manchester, which I got told was quite a nice affluent area. From my mum, Dolores, and my dad, Byron. My mum's from South Shields. My dad's from St Elizabeth in Jamaica.
So's mine.
No way. Yeah. Do you know, I only know 2 other people from St Elizabeth. Yeah. I do want to go because I want to see where my dad comes from.
Oh, you need to go. It's rural. It's beautiful. It's poor.
I would imagine it is. See, my dad's parents were on a plantation.
Right.
And our name has come from the owners because I was a Richards before I was married to Leroy, who's now a Jones. So the information bits that I got from my dad growing up, which wasn't a lot, but then when I've got all his possessions and I've gone through all these things, he stowed away on a ship.
Oh, okay.
At the age of about 14.
Yeah.
He left St Elizabeth, went into Kingston. From Kingston he got on a ship. Went around the world, but where do you think he docked? At Liverpool. And he then kept getting back on this ship, going all around. I've got pictures of him in America. He did a lot of American trips, but his wages were something like 7 and 11. And he was a stoker on the bottom of the ship. So therefore, to become a gentleman's barber, which he was a barber, I call him a gentleman's barber.
Yeah.
He learned on the ships. He learned that and a lot of other things. I called him the medicine man because how I'm sounding now, if my dad was here, he'd make up one little medicine now, give it me, and I'd be right in a couple of days. No antibiotics.
Yeah, I know that one.
Whatever you did when I was a little girl, if I went and I was not well, he'd make some which were absolutely awful. Tasted the most vile things. And he would make you drink
his teeth at you
and go, you would have to drink it, but a couple of days later, you'd be better.
Yeah.
And my first memory, a very first memory of the old Moss side, that a lot of people younger won't remember. What we remember is Denmark Road.
Yeah.
The market.
Oh, yeah.
The Denmark pub was my dad's drinking.
Okay.
And we were literally on Lloyd Street around the corner. Leroy lived, I say...
146 and you was at 144.
See?
Oh.
He remembers the numbers.
Yeah.
And that was my first memory of our first barber shop. And we were there while I was a child. And we shopped on Denmark Road. And all the kids that we knocked about with lived on Fairlawn Street, Fairley Street, the Pereiras. They were just off Denmark Road. My friends then lived Yvonne, Cynthia, who you spoke to the other day, Moss Lane, Maxine, as usual. She lived on the road, but where we lived at the shop here, she lived next to the Indian shop on the next road. So we all were connected and we went through each other's lives. But my memory of what we're talking is that shop. Then when we left there, my dad had a shop on Moss Lane West.
Where's Moss Lane?
It was at the top past where, like you were going, you know where if you were heading towards Brooks Bar now?
Yeah.
You know that little row of shops that are still there?
Yeah.
That's where there was like a little parade.
I remember the shop.
And my dad had was his second barber shop.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to be in a great place.
Yeah.
And then the next shop, which he had for years and years, was Moss Lane East. And it was facing more or less near you'd have the big Alec.
Yeah.
And my dad's shop was across the road.
Right.
Next to the little old sweetie shop. And there was the cafe on the corner where we used to go and get fish and
Princess Cafe.
No, the Princess was on the other road, wasn't it, Lee? That one on the block where my dad's was, so we didn't call that the Princess Cafe.
Princess Cafe, where Dudley used to have his cafe on the corner of Platt Street in Moss Lane.
Oh, you could be right there.
Yeah.
That's where we used to get fish and dumpling on a Saturday. And Saturday soup.
Saturday soup. My dad always made us Saturday soup.
Saturday soup, fish and dumpling. I've never tasted mackerel and dumpling like I tasted in that shop. It's weird how you remember things, you know.
Yeah.
And we had that shop for years, and it was Mrs. Rose, Cynthia's mum, who bought the shop off my dad when he was tired by then. He wanted to sell the shop.
Yeah.
And we always had a house in Rusholme, Norman Road. And it wasn't until after my dad died and I kept that as long as I could before I sold it. But we always had that, and he used to have a little Barbary chair downstairs in the cellar. So his old time regulars would go to the house.
Oh, right, and still get the red coat.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long was he actually on the ship?
Well, we're not too sure about that.
Yeah, because if we think he was 14, I think he came to Manchester. He was going to Liverpool and Manchester, but then he settled in Manchester. So my dad was on the ships well up till he was his early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
he
he's
travelled.
just going everywhere.
Because I've got a little book upstairs, and it's got the stamps in.
Oh, right.
Of wherever he docked.
Yeah.
And going to the office and getting the pay. You see, I've got pictures. These sound really strange. I've got pictures of him wrestling a tiger and a lion. And I think it's what they probably did to make money. That was in America.
Wow.
So I think they probably what he did to, you know, and I just...
When I was making the Tarzan movies.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
things like that. He was a boxer for a short time.
Right.
I've got him in his boxing gear. You know, I don't know how good he was, but the old timers, God rest his soul, which many of them nearly gone out. I don't know if you remember it, Leroy. Used to have a picture of my dad in his boxing gear, you know, his long shorts and his boots in the shop for many years.
Did he have
on
his
the wall.
tiger pictures in the shop?
No, I found all them in his papers.
Right.
And everyone used to come and bring him a Guinness on a Saturday when they were coming to get their hair done. He
Yeah.
used to have the old-fashioned wooden drawer. They used to put the money in every Saturday. I thought he never knew. I used to tip in and say 2 and 6 hours to go to the Whitworth picture house. But one time he said to me when I was much bigger, he had a nickname for me as well. He used to call me Bush. And the old timers know that's my name.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I know what you've been doing. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, I know the 2 and 6. Half a crown out of the till every Saturday to go to the Whitworth. It's strange. It's good memories though.
Yeah.
Of them, you know, just times growing up, just certain things. He used to go in the Nile, as I used to go in
Did
the
he?
Reno. The first time I ever come out of there and see my dad, it was like, oh, right, okay. He was cool. He's just like, where have you been? I said, oh, just stay with my friends. And then whenever I was going out, I used to go in the Nile before we went in the Reno to have a drink with him.
Oh,
And he
did
always used to stand, when you went in the Nile and you went to where the bar was, it used to go so and like that. My dad always stood in the corner. That's where I'd always find him.
Yeah.
And he'd always give me 2 bob to go in the Reno. I know I'd always stand and have a drink with him. And then I'd go off on me and go to the Reno and he would be in the Nile.
Tell me your first night in the Reno.
I've been thinking about this since we met, and I think my first night was somewhere where I was about 16
Yeah.
and loved it. Thought, wow, I like it in here. And seeing all the people and then reconnecting with people that you went to school with, because I'd been away from, I wasn't in Manchester from I was 11 to about 13 till I was come back up to 16. So I was away
Where
there.
was you?
I was in Kent. I was in a children's, a convent.
Wow. Right, this does not make sense now. Go
Right,
on.
so that's just the thing where you go, you know, where you termed as, how can I put it in a nice, there's not a nice way. I was just,
He was unruly.
I was unruly.
Right.
So in them days when you were unruly and your parents couldn't deal with you, you got sent away, and I went to a convent in Kent.
What the hell had you done?
Oh, I used to just sneak out and...
Oh, just out all night with your mates?
Yeah. I used to go to Darcy Street, St Gerard's. I thought I was a big girl. And
That's
I
extreme though to
but
send
I was
you to a
young.
convent.
Yeah, but I was young when I was doing these, when I
Yeah.
was out and about.
And to be fair, Mum was a bit of a drinker back then.
Yeah,
Right.
before she found
You know,
God and went to
yeah.
church and came back round. Do you know what I mean?
Is
So
there only you,
people-
Carmen? It sounds like there's only
Yeah, no brothers, no sisters.
Right.
Sisters I've got now are not from blood,
Right. Okay.
you know, but they're sisters.
So how did you get back here then? Who let you out, or did you run away?
I got to 16, 15
Yeah.
and now 16. They say you're ready to go out into the big world, and hence came back here.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, it was
No,
with the
to be sent
nuns.
to a convent.
Yeah, it was the
Once
nuns.
you get your national insurance number, you see.
Oh right, you're old enough then
Yeah.
to work.
And you
aren't
were then
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
You went to work. I went to work at Marks and Spencer's in Manchester.
So how did you come back up? They just put you on a
You
train.
put you on
and
a
just
train, you
come
get a
back
social
up?
worker that says, right, this is it, you sign off, and you're back here. Yeah. I learned a lot of life skills in there. I learned how to survive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because I suppose everybody
Ah,
else is
so-
unruly as well. Yeah.
You're mixing with some tough girls.
Yeah. I've never heard of such a
Have you
place
not?
ever.
There used to be a place here with this, the nuns, and my mum always had a Sister Vincent. She used to wear one of those really big
Yeah.
things. Yeah, so, yeah, set me on a
Back
path.
in the old days, they used to like call it the workhouse, didn't they? You know me, where they sent girls, you know.
I would imagine.
Boys would have gone to approved schools.
Yeah,
girls
yeah,
would have
that's
gone
what
to
I know
convents.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is approved
Well, that's
schools.
probably what
Yeah.
they called it.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, like
probably
a
it.
girly
But it was
version.
it was a convent.
Because she's a Catholic, you
Aha.
see, it's the difference.
So that's, so it wasn't a approved school,
Yeah.
but it was, not many people know this. Some do, some don't. There were shots, so they're not. But I'm not ashamed.
Yeah,
So-
no.
It was a stepping stone for my life.
My mum was a drinker as well,
Yeah,
though, so
you
that's
know.
got a whole other things going on inside that as
You know,
well.
and that was a certain part of my life that
Yeah.
she was like that from a very young age till I went away, after I'd been away. And then when I came out, she wasn't a drinker and she never drank again throughout her life.
Wow.
She found God.
She found God, she found the church, found several different churches till she found one that she wanted.
Yeah.
But she never smoked and she never drank again.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was her life. She would have had a life to tell up until then. So when
Yeah.
I came out at 16, I went home to my mum.
Yeah.
We lived in Cheetham Hill then. And it was a different life. She was a different person. Unfortunately, we didn't always get on.
Yeah, no. I
Because my
didn't.
past always was there. You think about things like that. And then you come and you meet a different family.
Yeah.
I'd had people who brought me up when I was little, when my mum, went on her travels, and let's put it that way, in a nicer way. And they're not always in my life now,
Yeah.
but for them, they looked after me as a child.
Yeah.
They looked after me for a certain age till I went away. Now when I come back, life skills are different, aren't they?
Yeah.
You've not got today the kids are streetwise. I was streetwise from where I was.
Yeah.
Um,
We was all streetwise to different levels, weren't
Yeah.
we?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and different people come in and out of your lives and you learn
Yeah.
and you take from them. It's not until you get a lot older for me that I seen life and you change your life,
Yeah.
as a lot of people did. And I changed
Yeah.
my life very late on in life.
Yeah. Me too, Carmen. Me too.
Really?
Love. Yeah.
You know, I got married young, because if you're going back from how we were then, a lot of the people that you've got who are doing their memoirs, I knew them growing up before I went away and after I hit back.
Yeah.
So when you say to me, I went down to the Reno at 16,
Yeah.
but then I didn't go back again, not much. I went for a few times
Yeah.
because then I got pregnant with my first daughter.
Okay.
And from that changed my life for quite a while.
Yeah.
But then after I had us, I then started to go back out again. And that's when I started to go down the Reno, and it was a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, for me, it was like if I didn't go out down there after a night out, I hadn't had a night out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
I remember you boogieing on down
You
there,
know?
Carmen.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
history is there. People that you would see in there, even if you just said, hi, how are you doing? They were part of my childhood growing up.
No, exactly. No, it's like when I seen you at Mandy's party. We weren't huge friends, but it's like, Carmen!
Yeah, because we never
Yeah.
ever had
Yeah.
bad vibes.
No.
We always had a nice vibe,
Yeah.
like you do with many people.
Yeah.
And it's hi, you're right. That's all you needed. That's what
No,
you
it was
needed.
part of the vibe, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
Nobody
like-
can ever, none of us can describe what the vibe is, but it was this vibe.
It was, like, I'm not contradicting a lot of the people on there, but you all knew, like, for me, I'm a West Indian mixed race girl. Then back in the day, we called ourselves half caste.
Yeah.
It's not politically correct to say that.
Mm.
So sometimes I would feel I had to be with my West Indian friends, but then I knew a lot of the mixed race African friends.
Mm.
And then being the colour I was, some people would say you were white. So
Yeah.
you got a different vibe going on all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got accepted very differently from people.
Back then.
But the family that brought me up were West Indian.
Are you not blood related to them?
No, the Andersons, and she's still around, my Yvonne and Cynthia's mom, Mr. and Mrs. Rose, Maxine and all that. We knew them, but the person who helped me through my childhood was Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, who unfortunately both gone now, and Marge. And the weirdest thing is, when I eventually did come back to Manchester, I used to live in Cowsby Street. So Mandy and Susie used to look after the kids, take them for walks and everything. Coming knock on, take my kids for, well, it was Ursula and Narissa and Daryl, and take them out in the trolley and things like that. And, I lived there for quite a few. I lived upstairs, and Carol Atta, God rest your soul, lived downstairs.
Yeah.
With her boys.
Yeah.
Do you know, it was strange.
Which number was you? I was 96.
We were we were the third house from the end at the top end of Cowsby
Near
Street.
the wreck.
No, the other end.
Oh,
the
the
other
end, the bus station.
The bus station.
Yeah.
And Carol Ann, my matey Carol Ann,
yeah.
lived in Caythorne Street.
Yeah, she did, yeah. Yeah. Small world.
Very small world. Yeah. And we're still friends now. We went on holiday last year.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
So, you and the thing is, we don't speak all the time.
Yeah.
But you're in and out of each other's lives.
We've all got different connections, haven't we?
Yeah. And you've got that bond with some people more than others. You might see somebody. We often go out and I'll say to him, who was that? I can't remember that.
No, I'm the same. People come up and go, Linda, and I think,
it's just different, isn't it? So when you say that, that's when I started going back down the Reno. Reconnected with Leroy. And I reconnected with Leroy well before that, because I've been out of Manchester and coming back.
Yeah.
And then we connected. Of course, he was always a Reno. I'll let you tell him his times when he was down there and whatever. And you see people. And then until we couldn't go down there anymore. We used to go out like with our Pavla. And our nights out, whether we met her in town, because she used to work in the casinos, and we'd meet in town, we'd go to town, do all that, and then we'd go, right, we're going to the Reno. We'd finish our night off down there. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
absolutely.
Sometimes even they'd say, oh, I'm going out, say, no, I'm not coming out tonight. Where are you going? And them days, no mobiles, but you knew if you put your clothes on, you went to the Reno. I've done that.
Yeah.
Old faces that you miss. When I looked on the wall and I seen some people, I didn't even know some of them people had died. And they were more, you say higher and everything. Leroy bumped into somebody the other day, let him tell you the way he bumped into somebody. Wow, it flooded back to me about them, because I've sat in their house and ate food with them, but as a child.
Right.
And then reconnected with this guy's sister as an adult. She lived next door to me. So you flow in and out of people's lives.
Definitely.
I miss the almost side.
Nearly all of us say the same thing.
I miss the almost side.
Yeah.
Because there was a camaraderie, and there was a closeness, and there was an infinity, and there was a respect. Even if the guys fought, the girls went off with this one or whatever, there was a closeness and a respect for people.
And an ease.
And I think these days when the youngsters go out and it's It's not quite the same. Maybe they have got places where they go that they'll look back on and say, oh yeah, but I don't think quite the same. If you talk to people, like somebody said to me a few weeks ago, where this woman's been coming to me for a number of years, and you just get talking, don't you? And she said to me, oh, I remember, I was young, Carmen. I used to go to this place. And she mentioned a few places in town. I said, oh, yeah, so did I. Time and place. She was actually a playgirl, Claire Bunny.
Oh, right.
So we
That's
got
quite
this.
an honour, man.
Yeah, we started
Yeah.
talking. And I didn't know her, you know.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, no, occasionally I said, oh, I used to go in the Reno. Well, her face was like, really? And you've even got people from London, people from out of town that would come to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it was the in place.
It was the in place. Come,
No.
we've got to bring Leroy in.
Yeah.
Go on,
Yeah.
Leroy.
Can he remember a lot after his strokes? A lot.
Tell us the first night you went down the Reno.
First night I went down to Reno.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't actually go down on a night. The first time I went down was on a Thursday afternoon.
Who was you with?
Who was I with? I was with,
You got to give us a minute, folks, sorry.
well, I came here when I was like 9.
Where were you born?
I was born in Jamaica in
Which-
Buff Bay,
Where's that?
Buff Bay, Portland.
Oh, so you right.
Yeah, my granddad was, he was a porter on the trains.
Right.
So we had like a big house, yard, just by the train line. So that's where I was brought up till I was like 5. And then I moved over to Clarendon where my dad's parents lived. Moved in over there with them till I was 9 when I come here.
Clarendon's not far from St Elizabeth, is it?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, go on, when you
So,
came in.
Yeah. But funny enough, the day that I come here, I got told I was going to town to take a picture to send to England. So we've gone and we took the picture, and my granduncle, my dad's brother,
Yeah.
took the picture and put me in this cafe bar, bought me a top pop and a patty,
Thank you.
and then says, I soon come. And then he went off, and then he came back. Now I was sat looking at this ship, you know what I mean? And back then when they blew the horn like 3 times, that's when they started to take the gang thing away.
Yeah.
So he's come now, the horn's gone twice, and he's come in and he says, come we going. And then as we walked out the door, he looked up and he says, but Lloyd, because that's what they used to call me then, my nickname,
Yeah.
Lloyd. Isn't that your mother? She going to England, run and tell her bye-bye.
Oh, wow.
So I've gone up the steps now, the gangplank, to go and tell her bye-bye, and ended up, got caught in this bear rug. The 3rd whistle's gone, they took the gangplank away, and the ship starts moving out. And he stood there looking up, crying. And my mum's got me in this hug, you know what I mean? And I thought, oh. So that was it. I didn't even know I was coming here.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
So what happened when you got here then? Because you've got no papers, no nothing.
No, well, my mum had all this sorted because she had my older brother, Leroy Richard Jonesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she had him with her because
Right.
he was left in Portland with her parents. And that's when she came from here to Jamaica. She went there.
Right.
So he knew he was coming.
Yeah.
So he was on the ship,
Yeah.
ready to go, you know what I mean? And then I'm coming now. I didn't know I'm coming.
That's a good
You're
You
on
know
your
what I
mum's
mean?
passport, aren't
I'm
you?
on my mum's
On
passport.
a Jamaican passport.
Oh,
You know
so
what I
you're
mean?
all right. You don't. So you think you're just gonna say goodbye.
Yeah,
You have it, and then the next thing you're on it.
I'm on my way here. You know?
That's like a cartoon.
This is making that job.
It's like Roots. When I
Yeah,
first
oh,
saw
yeah,
Roots,
Oh yeah.
it broke my heart. Ask her. I was in bits because I always think of myself as Kunta Kinte.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
didn't know it was coming
You was
here.
captured.
You
So
know?
you just think you're going back home to your friends later
Yeah,
on and your
because if I'd have known I
grandma.
was coming in, I'd probably have gone bush.
Right.
You know
So
what I
you
mean?
didn't want to come in.
But I didn't know I was coming. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know I was
That
coming.
is proper crazy.
You know. So we're on the ship. We got here. We docked off at Southampton
In the cold.
in the cold in February.
Oh man, proper
And,
cold.
You know, people talk about, you know, the Englishman with his bowler hat
Yeah.
and his
Go on.
umbrella and his briefcase. And my first thing was when we got to the train station to come to Manchester, there was a white guy came on the train with a cup and saucer turned down, his bowler hat, his paper, his umbrella,
Really?
sat down, tipped the cup up, and started drinking his tea.
Yeah, stop it.
I
I
know.
didn't know that bit.
No.
You know, and I thought, I couldn't wait then to come when we got home. The first thing I wanted to do
Oh,
is
right, Paul,
try
yeah,
this
trust
is
me.
all
I'm
this
thinking the same myself when I get home. I'm going to see if this works.
You
Go
know,
on.
but, you know, everything was just going on the floor. Then I realised what he actually did was put the saucer on top and then just flicked it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was him sorted.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I met her,
Oh.
the girl next door.
Oh.
Snotty.
He was always
Hey,
fine.
what are you looking at?
I suppose it was a Manchester urchin girl, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And we live right next door to the Denmark pub.
Yeah.
You used to go in there with your dad in the basket.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Them houses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
big
one-
houses, you know.
Yeah,
My dad had
I remember it.
shutters
Yeah.
on the front.
I
My
remember
dad
it.
had the shutters.
Yeah.
It was a deep garden then,
Yeah.
you had the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember the doctor. Maybe people will remember the doctor. Our doctor used to be on Lloyd Street. So on the same, we used to have to go in and it was like a church pew. Imagine a church pew. I used to get a bronze disc
Wow.
with your number and they'd come out and that's how I used to go into the doctors. And it was always dark. It was always quite frightening.
That area was always dark in my
Yeah.
memory. That
You
bit
think
of
Lloyd
Lloyd Street
Street
was always dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
What, near the
weird.
dental hospital?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
bit was
Yeah.
always
And there's a little
dark.
pub that used to be tucked away there, and up until a few years ago that I know of, that when I last went past there, that pub was still there. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was there from when I was a child.
Is it not? It's not the Salutation. I know which one you
Do you know
mean.
what I mean?
I
Just
know it sort of stands on its own now with
Yeah.
grass
It was
around.
in between Lloyd Street and
that back street there
Yeah.
where you go to the dental
No, it's
hospital.
still there. But
No,
I can't
that's
think
Acorn
what it's
Street.
called.
Not
Really?
Carter Street. It was in
Isn't
between
it?
Carter Street
Yeah.
and Lloyd Street.
So go on, Leroy. What's it?
Yeah,
So now you come to Kinty to England.
yeah, so
You
that's
poor
like I say,
thing. Okay, that's unbelievable. That.
Yeah, that's when I met her next door.
Yeah. How long had you been here when you met Carmen?
What was
The
it?
day.
Yeah, because we met because
Yeah.
we lived there then.
Yeah.
we
And
were
then
just
he-
moving in.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad's shop was there. But by the time he moved in, my dad's shop was still there. But I lived on Moss Lane then. But I would come to my dad's shop because
Yeah.
my mum and dad split up.
Oh, okay.
You know, they split up
Yeah.
when I was quite about 3 or 4.
Right.
But I would always go to the shop.
Yeah, of course, because you.
And then we all had like the same friends. He used to go, the family that I mentioned to you, the Andersons, he went to school with Yvonne.
Right.
And yet her mum was the lady that I would go to. They took me in, we fed me, looked after me.
Yeah,
And the
so-
weirdest thing is, years later when we moved to Hume, when we were in Hume before we got married, Marge, which is her
It's a little
daughter,
weird.
used to...
Yeah, we'll shut her up in a minute. We'll tape her. We'll duct tape her here, right?
She
Go on.
used to babysit our kids.
Yeah.
So it's how the circle went.
Yeah.
I'll show up now, go on.
Go on. Look, she's gone funny now. You're in for it, mate. When I go, man, you'll be getting, the look.
It's showing me up.
I'll be on the bus. Yeah, I'll be on the bus laughing, thinking of you, the rest of your bad day. Yeah.
Yeah,
So go on.
I went to like Lloyd Street, Greenay's school, which is on the corner of Lloyd Street and Western Street.
Yeah.
Where, we met like the Palmers,
Oh yeah.
people like them. Then we went to Olmote School. Now, while we was at Olmote School, there used to be a club. She was asking me about this the other day on not Art Road, Yew Tree Road and Platt Lane. over the top of the corner shops.
The
there,
Poppin'.
The Poppin'. So
Yeah,
we all used to go to the Poppin',
yeah.
and then it progressed from there to like St. Bernadette's on Princess
Oh,
Road.
yeah, I went there.
You know, where
Yeah.
there was like, you know, we met Stan Finney's, and, you know, what was it, Matt Neal's.
Yeah.
You know, so from there, I think it was just natural progression that we went to town, to the Twisted Wheel, from the Twisted Wheel to the Blue Note, the Birdcage, to the Reno.
Yeah.
So when we got to the Reno now, you know, it was like in our teens now, you know what I mean? 18, 19, where, you know, the Pereiras and the Finneys, you know, and Do DeSanyas.
Oh, yeah, the Desanyas.
You know,
Well, who did
and
you
the
first go
Adamses.
down with? Oh, yeah, the Adams.
You know, who did I first go down there with?
Yeah, at night time.
I think it was my brother Jones there.
Right.
Yeah, we'd sneaks out.
Out of the house.
Yeah, he had a date with a girl. He needed backup. You know,
how does that work? Where do you sit?
Where do I sit?
Yeah, as a backup.
The thing was, you see, if I was out with him, that was his excuse that he was out looking for me.
Right. To your mum.
So yeah, so I'd get back in the house and he'd have been off looking for me, you see. So
right.
You know.
Is she a Christian woman, your mum?
Well, at the time, no. No, she didn't.
Harsh.
Yeah, she was a hard-working woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it was more in case your dad found out you weren't.
Yeah. You know, because my dad works like regular nights.
Right.
You know, on the buses and that. I mean, this is another thing why, from going back to home, I don't know why we came to England, because when he was back home, he was a master tailor.
Oh,
He had a tailoring shop. He had a little bar where he sold food, and all the guys used to come and buy the cane, you know, buy the rum and
a rum
teas.
shop. I love the rum shop.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, we was pretty well off, so I didn't know why we came here, but we got here.
Why do you think they came here, though, if you think about it? They just thought it was...
I think it was the chance of making more for themselves.
When did you come? What year did you come here then?
1960.
1960.
Came on a ship called the Escana.
Right.
There was 2 Italian ships. I can't remember what the other one was called, but yeah, I'll never forget that one.
I bet. So was your dad upset about going from being a master tailor to a bus driver?
He still did his tailoring while he was here.
Okay.
He also made patties.
Patties.
Probably the best patty maker in Manchester. I think everybody that knew my dad, Chappie Jones, would say that he made the best patties in Manchester.
I was just looking at him before.
You know, I was his chief salesman. You know, but yeah. The Reno now, you know, all the boys like used to meet up from school, things like that. Me and Tony Pereira and, you know, Tex.
Didn't you think you had like a little thing going on where you used to do a Thursday afternoon, a Friday
Thursday
night,
afternoon we used to go
Saturday,
from work.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
They were your times, weren't they?
Yeah, down the Reno afternoons, it was good.
Yeah.
Because you just go down straight from the Big Alec.
Yeah.
You know, down the Reno for the rest of the evening and go home, have something to eat, get changed. Back out to the Big Alec. Town, Reno.
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
You know.
When did you two become an item?
When did we become an item?
Well,
Well, we was on and off
for years.
for years in our teens, but when we decided, was thinking 76.
75.
Well,
Well, it was 75.
75 when
it started asking me
Yeah.
and seeing each other and saying, will you get married to me? And I was going like, no. And we went our separate ways, but we had other partners, you know, whatever. And then 76, late 75, 76, 76 is when you moved in.
Yeah.
75 we were back together. 76 we moved back in together. And we started saving because we paid for our own wedding, didn't we?
Yeah.
Got contributions from the family, sort of.
Yeah.
And we saved solid then. And we got married.
In 77.
In 77. And this June is our ruby anniversary. We will be married 40 years.
Wow.
And there's been highs, lows, in betweens,
Yeah.
weathers,
Indifferences.
and lots of different things that have happened. Families, and you know, we're still here to tell the tale. Hopefully, we've still got many more years together.
Yeah.
The kids it's you know, it's not idyllic,
Yeah.
but we're friends. We were always friends.
Yeah, no.
But I think as you get older, you learn more about the world, and you go through so much.
Yeah, you treat everything like a learning curve.
And you come out of it the other end.
Yeah,
You have to take a lot from that. The people around us who we're still very close with helped a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
We're close with family. We've lost a lot of family members. God rest his soul. Richard, his eldest brother, he's gone. But he's left a beautiful legacy of his kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still am friends with the people from back all those years. Only a certain handful, but we're still tight.
Yeah.
And you see people, and it's a hi and how are you and a hug, because you still respect each other. And we've passed through lives. They're like the ships, they're like the cars. Like I watched Moira trick on here the other.
Yeah.
You know, we've gone back through the times of who she used to walk with, but we've always been in and out of each other's lives.
Yeah.
Not maybe in and out of each other's houses, Linda.
Yeah.
But you still have a respect for certain
Yeah.
people. I know a girl, and you know, it's just different people who you're friends with, and you've lost friends along the way. You know, did you tell him who you met the other day?
Reno.
No, you outside your lawns the other day. Can you remember?
The Reno.
Come on, what do you want to say about the Reno, Leroy? Leroy's getting so bust up, man. It's just not doing it. Come on.
Well, the Reno was the place where a lot of people used to just get together, you know. And like you say, down there they had the hierarchies of
Yeah,
you
go
know,
on, tell
the
me
older
about that.
people. You know, you had like Persian and Cooley and Rodney that used to be always up on the stage. And in this corner there was me and my little posse, Samson and Carl Lyons and Tony Bridge and Tony Pereira. He used to flit in between.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had the Jamaicans on this side.
Oh, yeah.
And the Frank Pereiras and,
Yeah. The mixed race posse.
and the African posse.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, the Reno was a place that I think drew a lot of people. I know a lot of people that was frightened to go down there as white people.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people said they wish they'd have been able to go down there, but there's such bad things. But it's like I said, the only thing that happened down there was people got too drunk, got too blocked up and
Yeah.
forgot where they were or who they're talking to. You know?
Or who they were. Yeah, yeah. Who am I? What's happened? Yeah.
And then you had the likes of the Adamses and the Williamses
Yeah.
and the Thorns.
Yeah.
You know, now Amina Williams Adams was one of our close friends.
Yeah.
You know, like Steve Adams and his brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, funny enough, Carmen was saying about who I met the other day. But I was still talking to my sister on Withington Road and a car pulled up, you know, just music blasting and everything. And I looked at my sister and I'm thinking, is that somebody you know? And she said, well, I thought it was somebody you know. And I'm saying, she says, well, he looks a bit unsavoury anyway.
On the savoury.
But then the car door opened and out jumped this guy in this stripy shirt, and I thought, bloody hell, Stevie Adams, and all I could hear from is Jonesy.
Wow.
I mean, I've not seen Steve Adams for over 30 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, you know, it was just mind blowing, really.
Yeah.
Considering us going to the party last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And seeing Stan Finney and Billy Marbell and them guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All getting down, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, just out of the blue,
Yeah.
it's just there, you know, it was like, wow. So it was a good feeling. But all those guys, you see, they were all part of the Reno.
Yeah.
You know, they're the reasons why we used to go down. You know, the older guys used to. I think a lot of people used to look at them and think that they was using some of the young boys.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, using them to run here or run there.
Yeah.
But what they didn't realise is, like, while they was using them, or while these young boys was running here and running there, they were learning a lot. They were learning how to look after themselves,
Yeah.
how to hustle 2 shillings, how to keep themselves clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people think, oh, they're stupid doing this, doing that. But at the end of the day, those are the guys now that are better than the guys, or should I say better off than the guys that was telling them that they were stupid. Because really, they didn't learn nothing. You know,
Who was telling them they were stupid? People
you know,
down the Reno, people.
they're some of their peers, you know, some of their friends,
Yeah.
you know, that just think, oh, I can't be doing this because this guy's this or this guy's that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the guys that was doing it like myself, I learned a lot from the older guys down there.
From running the hierarchy as well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you see how things work, you know, how to carry yourself and how to treat people.
Yeah.
Some of these people are still ignorant today.
Yeah.
Because they really didn't learn the life skills that they're supposed to have done.
Yeah,
Or
elders
they should
has
have
got
done.
a lot. I mean, you know what I mean? That elder thing and that
Yeah, well,
respect thing.
Back then, you see, I think family was a lot closer, tighter.
Yeah.
There was more to family. But what happened is when the dad goes, you know, the family seems to just get together around the matriarch, don't they? But then when the matriarch goes,
Yeah, I agree
it's
with
everybody in their own little pods.
I agree with you.
Because we're like that now since my mum's gone.
Yeah, we're the same.
You know what I mean?
We're the same.
And the beauty of our family is that we've got such a big family that there's always something going on where we can all get together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that was the beauty of the Reno. It was like a family.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like when we was at that party the other day, it was like dead exciting to see my family again.
Yeah,
you know, different bits of my family.
And I thought there was people there that I didn't know.
Yeah.
People that I've never spoken to, or people that you used to see but you never spoke. And it was just, everyone just still chilled and it was nice. There was no atmosphere of you don't know her or you didn't know him or whatever, and everyone was just so chilled and it was just a really nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
Even like I've not seen Mandy for so long and see Susie more,
but
not all the time. But it was so nice to just go and it was like, wow, hi Cam, you've come. And I thought, well, yeah, because why wouldn't I? When my kids or our kids were little, you did little runnings round for me. And, you know what I mean? I think that was just... And I just wanted to be back in that atmosphere, like you're saying, it was really nice.
Yeah, there was never
And I think we all did. Like I was outside with Stan and loads of them, you know, Fonzo and that. And it was like being back in... I was just laughing. I don't even know what I was laughing at. You know, someone would say so, I'd just be like laughing, and there was that closeness again, you know, smoking outside.
Yeah. It was nice for me to see, to see John.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because, you know what, as we were growing up, we was quite... There was none of this animosity that going on between the young ones today.
Oh, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. We're too old to know what's going on between them.
Back then,
and I think...
You know, you had a beef with somebody. You either ended up having a slap or having a fight, and that was it. You know what I mean? Nowadays, the kids today, they're just gun happy.
Are they still? I don't know.
You know,
see, I don't see it so much like that. Maybe there's violence, but I think that's that era of where that happened was a good few years ago.
Yeah,
you don't hear, unless we don't hear about it. But I do think maybe there is things that still happen that we don't know. But I don't think it's a gun culture anymore.
No.
I think it's probably maybe they fight or maybe
the
it's
anger
nice.
between the anger. You know, we used to get battered as a kids. You know, off our parents.
Yeah.
You know, but the kids today are not being beaten, so you know.
Listen to him advocating beat your kids.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying we used to get battered by ours, so we decided that our kids weren't going to be brought up that way.
in that way.
But with doing that, there's a lot of this anger out there amongst the kids. And they're the ones that really didn't have the violence put to them.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch the news. No, nothing. I don't know
you don't
what's
have to
going
watch
on.
the news. I mean, we've got our place up here at the shops where you go up there, they'll be waiting at the bus stop, the kids, they trash the buses, they trash the bus stops, even the shops, you know, and you want to know,
I used to do shit like that though, Leroy.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was about 13. Yeah.
You should have gone to one of them.
Yeah, I was just lucky, man. No, I was just lucky. Every man used to do shit like that. You just, you know, when different gangs I was in before I went in the Reno, you just did it.
Yeah, no, but there
you
was
just
more
stood
respect.
around and then you just do it.
When we were younger, there was more respect now. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, I think that comes from the families, and you'll talk to people and they'll say kids have got no respect. How do we know? They've got it in the homes, they see certain people outside and they respect them. When they're away from that situation with their friends, then that's a different thing.
But that's what I'm saying, you see.
And
the families back then was tight. You know,
I
still think they're still tight now.
Yeah.
Well,
I do.
Carmen, talk about the hierarchy that you're talking about when the camera was off and he's making the brew. You said when you first went into the Reno, you'd stand in certain places.
Because if you think about it, when you used to go in the Reno and you drop down there, when I was a young girl, the hierarchy used to be the Pereiras in one corner. And then you would have like the Adamses, the Williamses, the Thorns, and they all seemed to congregate. Then people used to come in and they'd be down here, the out-of-towners. Because if you go back to them, and also there used to be a lot of the mixed race guys from Cheetah Mill and the girls that used to come down.
Right.
And they would be in and out. You had Big Junior, you had Little Junior. People forget all about them because they've gone quiet in their older times and you don't see them out so much. But they were all those. And so they would be on this side. Our Richard, Jonesy, us, we were all down the right-hand side and everyone used to be on the left-hand side and all here. Like Owen, and his brothers, Owen and
what year are we talking now, Carmen? Because you were a bit, I'm 57, I go down in 1976.
No, and you see, I'm
Look at her. I nearly dropped it in there, Carmen.
You're talking 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, and then after we got married, which was 77, we hit down there. So not long before it closed, we seen the riots and everything going on down there. So we got a long time in the Reno. So by then, different people were coming in. People from London used to jib down. People, when there was something coming in, would just pass by. So for us then, the ones that we used to be us. There was Pavla, there was Jonesy, there was Margaret, Owen, our friend Annette. There was different people that went down there. And they were faces. And they were sometimes, the ladies were with the bags and the shoes and the lovely outfits. and you didn't speak to them. There was Annette and Annette. They go back a long time. And the different respects of, they were older than us, so we always used to say, evening, hello. And they, and that's how it was. And then when the next ones come up and they see you, that's how it was.
Exactly. That like hierarchy thing.
In that way. Because because it came from a big family. The family was
true enough. Some of them had really massive families.
So they all followed
the bells.
They all followed suit, didn't they? The kids would come down after that with the mum and dad. You know what I mean? Our Ursula came down with us, and Narissa came down, but then they go their way, and it's not for us, Mum. Ursula loves the music from that time. Narissa loved the music from that time, but they wouldn't come out with us now. Or go there. It was just that one thing.
Just had a little go. Which bells, Leroy? Which bells are you talking about?
Samson. And
he did go in the Reno. You see, it's like Cynthia mentioned something, didn't she, about it wasn't predominantly all for the mixed race.
No.
There was a lot of black West Indian that went in.
And there was. Because upstairs the Nile was predominantly black West Indian, even though it was African ran, like the Reno. But they had the reggae music upstairs, which a lot of people that went to the Nile, went to the Reno, would probably pop up there sometime to see what's going on, meet a few friends, but then they drift downstairs, and sometimes the Reno might close earlier
Yeah,
than the night, and then you drift
yeah.
upstairs. And then you had the club round the corner, which was the Western, which became like the Shebeen.
Yeah, when it's
You
like
know.
really past hours
Oh, the
now.
midway.
Yeah.
The midway.
The
Yeah.
Do you remember
You know.
the
And
midway?
when I was in my year, when I went in '76, to me it's predominantly mixed race.
Right.
Yeah.
In my era, you know,
Yeah.
there's Melvin, Jono,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Venus.
And it was.
Yeah, and to me, in my era, when I went down, I remember going, oh, you know, like,
Yeah.
I've got all that
Yeah.
people the same colour as me. That's
Yeah.
what stuck out
Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
for us, then maybe, because there was a mixture of the mixed race and the black, we probably
Yeah, we was the ones that
we
sort
didn't
of
see.
opened it
Yeah,
up,
we
innit,
didn't
you
see
know.
it as that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went down, for me, I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I grew up with these people, so
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me,
Yeah.
it was just like, well, this is an honour to go and see him down there.
Yeah.
You know, and then because I'd grown up, even though I grew up in my side and everyone was black, I still mixed with the mixed race kids.
Yeah.
But you are mixed race.
I am mixed race, but I
Yeah.
was brought up more with the black family.
Yeah. See, so you're
And mainly West Indian.
right. Yeah.
Like Jarrett's, they lived when at one stage we lived next door to the Jarrett's.
Yeah.
Me and my mum.
Yeah.
We were in rooms with them and her and my dad split up.
Yeah.
But and we lived next door to them. Then we lived on Moss Lane for years. Just on the block before Mr. Singh's shop and before the police station.
So the Reno's an extension of our childhood, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? I'm
Yeah.
sort of coming to realise that it's
Yeah, a lot of things happened down the Reno.
Go on, yeah.
You know, people used to be coach strips coming from all over the
Really?
place.
Yeah, go on.
You know, people running away from homes, all coming down
Oh yeah.
the
Shit.
Reno. So there's a lot of people out there that hear the Reno, and it will mean something inside.
Yeah.
and
Different things to
Different
us.
things
them.
to different people, and your
Yeah.
era, your age, your
Yeah.
era, it's
Yeah.
all slightly different,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Tell me a story, Leroy, of a night you'll never forget in the
In there.
yeah.
Oh.
Go on.
Well, I can't remember the dates now, but the night, like I said, was Muhammad Ali came
Was you
to the
there?
Reno. I was the one that was outside the door when the car pulled up and
Go
ran
on, lad, you're the
downstairs
first
to
person.
tell them that he was coming.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So I shook his hand at the door
Did you?
while his guys were stood there with their hands like this. You know what I mean? As if they think that something was gonna happen. But I came home and told you, don't I?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
He told you all that time ago.
All
Yeah.
that time.
So come on, tell me more.
And you know,
yeah.
you forget. I'll tell you one night, when we were all out together, there was a raid. I know it got raided.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only twice in all the times that I ever went in the Reno
Go on.
that this ever happened, and it was twice when you think about it. They said there was a raid going on and you had to close and you had to get out. And you know, I never knew that there was this door in
No,
the
me
Reno.
neither till it got raided.
To the snooker hall.
And you had to go
Yeah,
in where
yeah.
they play. I was too stush to go in the snooker hall. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
even acknowledge Leroy in there or anybody else that I knew. I was in my finery and going in.
Yeah, going
And
in
they said
there.
to me, you have to come out this way. And I remember you, I think Pavlo was probably with us and I. Me in my dress and I had to get up in that little, go into the snooker
Yeah.
room.
Innit?
But then as you went in, that wall was about that big.
Yeah.
And they said,
I'm the
"You have to
same
go."
as you. I didn't know it existed till the day I
And I
went
had to
through it.
crawl through. And I remember trying to crawl, get through. And they come out, oh, and lo and behold, you're outside in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And then
Right
running.
next to the White Cliff.
Yeah.
And then, come on, quick, we've
But
got
like
to
you're in a smuggling movie. You know, like you, yeah.
And I'm saying,
Speakeasy.
what if
Yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
What if he catches us? And he's like, just run. And we went rolling, come out. And that happened in all the years I went down there. That happened twice. And I thought,
Innit?
it was so exciting though, you know.
Yeah, Yeah, all holding on to each other's back like, run.
And
What the hell are you running? Yeah, what the hell are you running from? Yeah.
And then get out and, when you think afterwards, I never even knew that was in there.
No, me neither. Till the moment it came into
happened.
action, I had no idea it was there.
You did it.
What's
I've
his
got to
name?
go back to Leroy. Come on, tell me more about what Muhammad Ali did. Because you're everybody says Muhammad Ali went in there. You're the first person that
Well, he went in and he really just walked in.
Yeah.
And he stood there and everybody just looked and was like...
Yeah.
And then he got more or less mobbed, but the guys that was around him was trying to keep people away from him. You know what I mean? But me, I couldn't even get close to him once he got down the stairs because people was just there, the champ was in the house. And,
wow.
Phil got his best glasses out and
poured
him a drink,
Oh, what did he drink?
I wasn't sure, like I said, I couldn't
was it
even
a short?
get near.
You're short though.
It was a short. I think it was
probably
like
brandy
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But he only had the one.
Brandy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he only had the one.
Yeah.
And
Was he massive as he looked?
He was. I mean, I've never been big. So, I mean, when he shook hands with me, it was like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
God, man.
Who else?
Oh, wait a minute before you move on. Where did he sit down?
No.
Oh, so he just stood up?
Yeah.
Where did he stand near the bar?
He stood near the bar because, like the floor in the Reno was...
The dance floor.
Yeah. The tables there.
You know what I mean? So he had all the tables that are leading, like toilet, bar. He had a little alcove there where Phil used to entertain guests. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they'd be stood at the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, when he came down, the amount of people that was there, his bodyguards, they were just coming and they were just stood there like this, with their hands in the jackets, like, you know what I mean?
Can't imagine it.
How long was he there, Leroy?
Probably in there about 10 minutes.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because they wanted to take him up the Nile as well.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was it. That was like one of my famous memories there.
No, well, it must be. That's a super famous memory.
Yeah.
All them years, you don't even think about it till you just ask the question.
Yeah. That's a super. What's your, but apart from getting tore out and pushed out of a 2-foot door, what's yours, Carmen? What's your one you'll never forget?
I don't know that I've got a night that I'll never forget. I really haven't, because there were so many good nights.
Yeah.
I remember me hen night going to town and all the girls, and then they said, "Where are we going?" And I was like, "We're going to the Reno."
With people who don't normally go.
We went to the Reno. It was
Did
like, wow, and just having a really good. I don't even think it was packed on the night we went down on Mountain Night.
Yeah.
But just it was part of the night that you ended, that you went there, and.
With your wild dance, you could have a real good wild dance.
The thing is in there.
With you, Carmen.
Yeah, and that's what I loved. You could just be yourself.
Yeah. And
the music for me was my biggest thing. I loved the atmosphere. What I can't believe that I used to do as I got very older was go underneath that ground.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
He went down them rickety old little stairs. No offence to Lassie, when he was like, you got in, didn't you? You're going down them. The toilets were disgusting.
Oh, no,
the ladies' toilets.
The ladies' toilet.
I've seen ladies sit
on the sink. I've done it myself, Carmen. You got a wee man,
And then you used to have was it Frank, the African guy who wanted to try and sell you food, and I'm going, I'm eating nothing in here. At the back. Oh my, because everybody forgets Frank, the skinny little African
and
man.
Cola with his cheeky self.
Oh yeah, he was always running joke, Cola. Always. So there was many a time that from being a young girl to being the woman that you were when you left, to the people that you went down. See different people in your life at different times as well.
Yeah.
The same people.
Who was you mostly around with then at that time? I just remember you two being together.
if I was down there, and it was always the same people. At first, I was with, before married and after married and first getting married, was our Yvonne. Cynthia would come down sometimes, but then Cynthia moved to Birmingham.
Yeah.
So it was Yvonne and Amstead, but they were real reggae. And me and Pavla. Barbara now and again wasn't. It was me and Pavla was our time down there.
Okay.
If you've seen us, we were never apart.
Yeah.
They'd always say, "Where's she?" We're never apart.
I remember it being used to, though.
Do you?
Yeah, mostly together.
Well, the thing was, you used to have a girls' night out on a Thursday night, me and the girls.
Yeah.
He'd be down there on your Friday night, and we'd be down there on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's how you did it. And then you'd go Sunday afternoon for a game of snooker.
Yeah.
Oh, you know them times. I think things changed a lot when the Alec went.
Yeah, it did, didn't it, actually? The vibe
It changed a lot. The riots, the Alec going,
Yeah.
places changing.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny, all these years later, it been closed for how many years now, that people can still relate to, let's have a Reno revival, let's do this. A lot of we've been to a few places when I've seen posters or things around town. Leroy, we're going here on a Friday or Saturday night, right? So they've got a Reno revival. It's nothing like a Reno revival.
Yeah, tell me why.
It ain't got that buzz. It ain't got that atmosphere.
And the people,
the people that
young,
go in, they were too young. They didn't want the roomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their mum and dads are probably talking about it.
Yeah.
And they may have heard music at home.
Music, usually the music,
no, they'd be used to the music as kids,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Tell me about, you said they didn't have the atmosphere. Try and describe to me the atmosphere.
You walk in, it was the people as well. It was electrifying. It was a buzz of, hi, oh look, she's there or he's there, or just being there. The music, maybe
I think
the biggest thing is the place.
Yeah, the ambience, you know what I mean? It was dark,
No one's got that
smelly,
place.
smoky,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You were going
it was
into
like
a den of
proper,
Oh, there you go, girl.
American speakeasy.
But that's what Persian. I've
You know what I
interviewed Persian the
Yeah.
other day, and he said
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to create.
Yeah.
And when he said it, I thought, you did it.
You did it.
You did it.
He did it
Yeah.
in more places than the Reno as well, because he used to do the shebeen on in the Capitol on the corner of Bold Street there, over the top of the car showroom. You know
I
what I
never
mean?
went there.
Yeah, I'm too young.
Yeah, so
I wasn't here then. So
Yeah.
I don't know that.
he didn't do it for too long there though.
Yeah.
But it did used to get a nice
You got the good
atmosphere.
You got a vibe.
Yeah.
So
You know
he,
what I
so
mean?
he's to do. So it's the
It's a
building.
big part of it. For me,
Yeah.
you just said to me, what is it?
Go
The
on.
music.
And you say you walk in a
The
place and you
building.
don't get it. No. That building,
The-
that place.
They're going
You were
down the
going
stairs,
down,
everything
And
about
that
it. innit?
opened that door
Yeah.
and you went in and you went, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people
You did.
a lot of people our age would have that went down to Reno would probably have some time or another been in town and been downstairs in the Magambo, you know, which was a cafe in town.
Yeah, I'm
which
too young for that.
Yeah.
was
The Gambo was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
What a
was-
name, the Magambo. Go on.
it was a very laid back sort of jazzy type
yeah.
Speakeasy.
speakeasy
the best
afternoon drink. It wasn't like where you go and drink beer and things like that. It's coffee and, you know, soft drinks and that. But if you had a beer,
Cultural.
you could get a beer, you know, but
Is
it was,
cultural?
yeah, it was very cultural, the Magambo. So people that went down there, you know, you'd find them down the Reno,
Right.
you know what I mean? And they'd be the ones that you'd see in the corner, you know, rolling up and,
Yeah.
you know, chilling when the music come on that they couldn't dance to, you know what I mean? You'd see them there and
Yeah.
they'd be the one, you know,
Yeah.
you know, well, yeah, it was.
And it had like a political vibe at one time when I
At
went
certain
down.
people.
And certain people
Yeah.
carried a political vibe, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like a Black Power movement
Yeah.
or a mixed race movement.
Because that's
or
where
a-
it was all about.
yeah.
But for other people, and like for me, it was going down there because I just loved the music.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter who you were. We did a thing, we thought the other night, you could just do a movement. It was like looking at Frank
Mm.
or Francis, whoever. But you could just dance and be yourself and nobody looked at you.
Yeah.
Nobody was checking what you had on or what you did. And you were stood like, you could just
Because there was
go.
lots
Everybody
of
was
different
just
styles
enjoying
down there.
Yeah,
as
just
well,
like at
wasn't there?
Mandy's party, you saw
Yeah.
everybody got up doing their own thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're not spilling beer on anybody,
Yeah, or
you was quite
yeah.
safe.
And
You know
none of
what I
us
mean?
was huge drinkers, really. Not that kind of pub drinker. No, you know what I mean, you bitch. You know what I mean. But not that kind of pub drinker. There's a difference. I'd be sozzled.
Everybody used to go to the pub and drink the
But
cheap.
you'd have a little
You know
weed.
what I
And
mean?
you know, the other thing is you could smoke your weed freely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
You know what I mean?
Build up at the bar.
Yeah.
Give
And
me a
the
minute,
police
Phil,
is
while I
in.
just put my roach in, for pay you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was, and nobody judged you there.
No.
And then when the police was there,
So
you'd
in some
see
ways,
a little light flash behind the bar.
Oh, yeah, and they get like that ring.
Only-
Well, they didn't he
You
kind
used to have a ring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the police, and then you hear all these footsteps like that coming down the stairs. You know, the police coming down the
No,
stairs.
you used to get police that used to come in like Jock and
Yes.
what's his
The
name?
Well,
silver
yeah, the
fox.
The silver fox.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
You know what I mean? They used to come down there and have their drink, you know.
Give them a little warning that,
Yeah. You know.
whatever.
And they'd come in and tell the guys, you know, it's all right, we're not working. The whole thing, you know, because when they were in, you never smelled anything when you went down the stairs. You know what I
I've
mean?
been in there, still carried on smoking and weed and having a drink, and they've been out the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're at the bar and they've got a drink and they're on their off
Yeah.
I
duty.
think sometimes though you were always that little. I remember times them coming down and going, no, we're with the girl. Don't do it because look like our faces, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just asked me that, and it was the den of iniquity. There's everything going on.
No, there was, wasn't there? There was everything going
And
on, wasn't there?
you know, and
Yeah.
oh my God, she's there. Oh, that one's in, and he's up the Nile and she's down here in the way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And you get respect for the oddest things.
I remember being in
You know
there.
that you just won't get respect, you know, like anybody outside of that scene, you'd be like, she's a what?
Yeah.
Be like, no man, she's a top woman, a clothes
yeah.
on.
Yeah, with clocks of shoes.
Yeah. Quid,
you know?
yeah. And she stands in a certain way with a glass and she looks cool.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that time. There's that era. It
Yeah,
was
exactly.
Old Alexandra Road, Old Princess Road.
Yeah.
They were a time for us, for certain people, like you came down late, Linda, but
Yeah.
some of us that were in there grew up
Yeah.
on the same street,
Yeah.
ate out of the same plate, because sometimes in them days, unless you were affluent, you didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
And life's changed and patterns changed, but if you go, oh, do you remember that? Now there's some people I don't remember, I can't remember a name, but certain ones you go, yeah, we know them from back in the day.
Yeah.
Because you remember your mum, you remember your dad. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, you know, like my dad, Mr. B, the barber, everybody remembered my dad, the barber. But a lot of them now are gone.
Yeah.
So we're that next generation, aren't we? Really. And it was happy times.
True.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Happy.
Do you remember the last time you went down the Reno?
I tried thinking about that.
Leroy, do you remember the last time you went down?
We were probably together as a group,
Yeah.
maybe. When did that close? When did it close
I'm
down?
not sure. I've been told 86, 88 and even as far as 89.
Before that.
Yeah.
I
I-
think.
No.
I'm trying to think. Jessica. Yeah, I'm going by the ages of the kids. And yet, even if it was up until it closing down, there's still the same lot of people going down.
Yeah.
But the next generation were going
It
down.
started coming as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The next generation of kids from some of the people that went in there
Yeah.
were going down there then.
Yeah.
I do remember
No, I
that.
can't actually remember.
And they were probably the ages of when we started going down, so maybe like 16,
Yeah.
17, up to 18 and 19. So I think that probably finished in about 88.
Yeah.
What year did we move here?
86.
We were still going in the Reno then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were still going, we went in the Reno from this house.
Right.
So it'd probably be about 88. So
Yeah,
I
88,
think you're right, because I just remembered where I lived to go, and I used to live on Old Hall Lane, and I went to the Reno from Old Hall Lane, and that would be 86 as well.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
86,
probably about
87.
88.
Yeah.
88,
89.
88,
Because
89.
I was not around them.
Yeah, no. And we still went. That was when it stopped. You started going to Blues then. You always went to Blues anyway.
Yeah.
But the Blues, more or less, because you'd got no Reno, you'd find somewhere to go.
I mean, there's down the Reno, there used to be a woman, Audrey, that used to work behind the bar.
Got a picture of Audrey behind the bar on your wall.
Yeah. It's
Carol Ann's
mum. Yeah.
Well, I've known Carol Ann since I was probably 19, 20.
Mm.
You know, Dennis, me and Dennis was close friends. You know, Stuart, her brother, younger brother, was my bestie friend. I mean,
was it?
we went everywhere together.
Where his
You
kids
know,
got
the
parents.
Reno, what was it? The leisure centre. We used to go in there like on a afternoon, 2 hours table tennis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just get high playing table tennis. You know what I mean? Going back down the Reno. You know, it was...
I need a picture of Stuart for the wall.
I think the only person you could get that off
is
is
Anne. Yeah, constantly in touch with Anne.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying. Pictures of us.
She'll have all pictures
Anne
of
will
us.
They'll have more pictures of us than we do because people used to take pictures of us. But
Just
we
keep
never get
chatting
any.
1 minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very rare that we got pictures.
Me too. There's more. Other people got pictures of me more than I have.
I mean, I've got pictures there from like when I was in Jamaica. The picture that I took when my mum did the Kunta Kinte on me is on that picture
when my mum
there.
did the Kunta Kinte on me.
Yeah, it's on that amongst that picture there.
Where?
Right, that was me. That was the picture that I took on the day.
Put that in front of the camera a sec, Leroy. I'm gonna, because I can't take it
see?
home with me. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you got Kunta Kinted out the country.
Yeah, you know,
Wow.
so yeah. Sorry. But I mean, these are probably the only picture that